My dear sisters and brothers, we are going through the apparitions of our Blessed Mother around the globe, and we are reflecting and meditating upon the messages and the situations where Mother Mary came down and visited people on the earth and gave them the messages. They are not new revelations, but encouragements for us to come closer to Jesus and live as Jesus wants us to live, fulfilling His holy will. And today we are starting to reflect upon Our Lady of Fatima in Portugal. Before we speak about the apparitions, we need to understand the situation, the historical timing of 1917, May 13. That is when Mother Mary appeared to these three children first time. But before that, the whole history of that time, the whole Europe of that time was affected with anti-monarchism. That is, against, we do not want a king. We do not want a king to rule us. We want republics. We want people to rule us. So that was a movement. The Republican movement was happening at that time. And it was also against, the Republican movement was against clericalism. It's called anti-clericalism. We do not want religious, we do not want priests, we do not want faith. That was the understanding, that was the movement happening at that time. So that affected Portugal as well from 1910 to 1916. 1910 to 1916, there were so many demolitions of religious houses. Religious houses were banned. Religious, entry into religious profession was banned. Formation houses were closed down. Churches closed down. So they completely want to destroy faith. But this particular country, Portugal, has a history behind that Mother Mary was the Queen of Portugal. Mother Mary was the Queen of Portugal. In 1646, King John IV declared Virgin Mary as the patron protectress of Portugal and laid a crown under her feet, making her the Queen of Portugal. So Mother Mary is connected to that land. From 1646, a proper consecration was made to her. And in 1900, after years, 1910 onwards, there was this anti-clericalism and anti-monarchism. They did not want king, they did not want religious. And there was total confusion. Faith was affected. Even though the local people were simple, the local people were still believing, these movements made confusions in them. Even they thought, even without faith they can survive. They don't need a God. So that was the time when these apparitions started. In 1917, Portugal joined World War I. And from that moment on, in 1917 onwards, May 13, 1917, the apparitions start for six times till October 13, 1917. So we see there is a history. There is a background why Mother Mary comes to this particular place. And why Mother Mary comes and imparts the message, and the great message, or you can put all the messages of Mother Mary into few words, saying that prayer, fasting, and sacrifice. This is what she asks of everyone: prayer, fasting, and sacrifice for the peace of the world and for the conversion of sinners. For the peace of the world and conversion of sinners. We'll speak about that more. But there is a background why Mother Mary comes. She wants to remind people, you are chosen by God. You belong to God. And everything that the world is throwing at you is to divert you from Jesus, to take your hearts away from Jesus. So Mother Mary intervenes in those situations of the people in the danger of cutting away from Jesus. Before the apparitions of our Mother Mary, Lucia, Jacinta, these three children, Lucia, Jacinta, and Francesco, these children, before they see Mother Mary, they are prepared by an angel. They are prepared by an angel. From the beginning of 1916, they had 3 visions or apparitions, or rather 3 visits of an angel. And in the 3rd visit, the angel reveals himself as the guardian angel of Portugal. Guardian angel of Portugal. So he prepares these 3 children. And when you look at these 3 children, Lucia belonged to a family where the father was a drunkard, and they were not so strong in faith. Whereas the other 2 children, they are brother and sister, Jacinta and Francesco. Jacinta and Francesco, both of them belonged to a family who was understanding. The father and the mother were so faithful, they were so praying. So when these apparitions took place, Lucia's parents did not believe it. They even threatened her that they would lock her in a room, and she was threatened to say all these apparitions were a lie. But these other two children, Francesco and Jacinta, their parents accepted. They were so happy to send the children again to listen to Mother Mary. So there is that difference. Just keep that in mind as well. So before the apparitions took place, the guardian angel of Portugal visited these 3 little children. And these 3 children, he prepared them. First, he taught them how to say the prayer of adoration. Second, he urged them to offer prayers and sacrifices. And thirdly, he prepared them to receive Jesus in the Holy Communion. And after that, on the Sunday, 13th of May, 1917, these children, when they were tending the sheep, they have the first visit of Blessed Virgin Mary. They say, we saw a young lady of transcendent beauty. That's what they say. They came back and said, we saw a lady with transcendent beauty. And that lady tells them, do not be afraid. I will not harm you. Because they were afraid what is happening. And these children came. Lucia was their spokesperson, and Lucia asked, what do you want? Lucia asked the visitor, what do you want? She said only one thing, pray the rosary. She taught them to pray the rosary and asked them to pray the rosary for the peace of the world and for the conversion of sinners. My dear sisters and brothers, this is one thing our mother is asking of us today. Pray the Holy Rosary. The Holy Rosary has so much power against all wickedness. A world that was struck with wickedness, a world that was confused, a world that did not have any direction towards Jesus, praying Rosary and doing prayer and fasting and sacrifices brought back the whole land to Jesus. And today, Jesus, through our Blessed Mother, is asking one thing, pray. Pray the Rosary. That is, you're praying the Word of God. And that Word of God can convert. Word of God, along with our sacrifices, can convert the hearts of so many around us. My dear brother, my dear sister, as we are reflecting upon Our Lady of Fatima, the messages, we will speak tomorrow about the messages, more about we will go deep into those messages. But in peripheral, as a whole, this is one thing Mother Mary asks. Pray the Rosary for the peace of the world, conversion of sinners. Let us apply that to our family today. We may not be able to bring peace for the whole world, but we can bring peace to our family. Pray the Holy Rosary. Pray the Holy Rosary. And do sacrifices. Do some sacrifices for the family, for your beloved ones, and you will see the conversion of their hearts taking place. Conversion of heart taking place. My dear sisters and brothers, I lived in a family. I was born and brought up in a family where there was Holy Rosary, and still there is Holy Rosary as family prayer every evening, 7:30 to 8 o'clock, the Holy Rosary. And from childhood I have seen, even when there are tensions in the family, even when there are anxiety, struggles, especially the financial problems, when my father and mother, when they were discussing about financial problems, we were children, we did not know anything, we could not do anything as well. In all those moments, I have seen this family prayer, moments of the Holy Rosary, as a shock absorber. When they start the prayer, I know their hearts are so troubled and burdened. But after that Holy Rosary, I don't know from where, but some kind of confidence. Some kind of confidence. And some kind of confidence my father's telling me, Jesus has a lot of wealth in him and he will provide. I've heard him saying all that. And that special intercession of our patron saint in our parish, Saint Sebastian. So their prayer times, especially that Holy Rosary, makes that change, becomes a shock absorber for the family, bringing peace to each one above their struggles, their financial, their burdens. My dear brother, my dear sister, pray the Holy Rosary in your family. Pray with Blessed Virgin Mary. Pray with Blessed Virgin Mary. Do penance and sacrifice with Blessed Virgin Mary. And you will see changes taking place in your family, changes taking place in your beloved ones, especially conversions, the peace of the Lord coming and reigning in the family. So as we reflect and meditate upon Our Lady of Fatima, how she is asking us to do penance, prayer and sacrifice, let us take that into our heart and let us do penance and do sacrifice, especially for our family and our beloved ones, especially for the conversion of souls.